Welcome back to our second game round. So this is Undead against High Elves. I'm playing the High Elves. This was the first one we had in our second game round. We have 2 weeks to play each of these rounds, and this time round, all the games have now been played within the last couple of days. But yeah, all in that second week, so it's been quite a big gap. And I'm not gonna. I think I'm hopefully going to be able to cover at least one more game, but because they've been quite close together, yeah, it might be trickier to get through them all, but I'll hope to do at least one. So what happened here is the Undead chose to attack first, and I saw that I was setting up in defence, and then immediately, I don't know what happened, but I started setting up to attack. So rather than setting up to receive, to kick the ball and then defend, I'm setting up to attack and try and score quickly. Which was about as big a mistake you can make, and it's often noted by people in the league that I'm pointing out everyone's mistakes, which in a way is what I'm doing, but yeah, I don't think you really get a bigger mistake than this. So not only am I not in a good position to defend, I'm also I've just got no one where I need them to be in order to defend, because as soon as I saw that my opponent was then setting up to attack, I was like, oh, I've set up completely wrong. I just had a complete brain melt moment, and yeah, it did not work at all well. So what I have got is too many players on the line of scrimmage who can all be hit. I don't think the Undead coach is making the most of that. He can hit all of these players, and has a strength advantage, and should definitely be trying to hit every single one of these players, because I've just given them all up to be hit. And they've got a couple of guards as well. Like, they can definitely get 2 dice on every single one of these players, and should be doing that. Really, this tackle guy should be on one of these dodge players who's important, and just nailing every single one of these players. They should all be hit, and I've got away with that. But also, my kick player's in the wrong place. I've got important players on the line of scrimmage, like both of my blitzers and this catcher, who are all really important, all vulnerable, and could all be hit. So massive mess up. Don't do that. Pay attention to whether you're either setting up first or second, and whether you're attacking or defending, which I didn't do. But let's look at the team anyway. So I've got three catchers here, because one, I've got an agility 5 dodge catcher. I think I see only advances, just 2 advances, who's missing the game. So my 3 catchers I do have are this dodge mighty blow block 1. I've got a nerves of steel block catcher and a wrestle catcher. This wrestle catcher is someone I'd like to get some points on in this game, is what I had as an objective going into it. This one is a bit further away from leveling again. Also, points on the blitzers are always good, so that's the thing I'm looking at. And this catcher is not all that far off 51, where I'd like to get him tackle or maybe frenzy, to improve that player further. 2 blitzers both have dodge, one has guard and one has tackle. I've been too slow, so I've lost all the icons. We've got a wrestle lineman who's not far off a level. We've got a block lineman there, and then this block movement 5 lineman, and 2 unleveled, no, 1 unleveled, and then the kick wrestle lineman, who, given that I'm kicking, should be over here, because you can't use kick in the wide zone. This is a brand new thrower who's just come in to replace my one who had a -1 armor value from the last season, and there's an unleveled lineman on the bench. So the Undead, who are actually attacking, let's try and get the icons back. I have to see this action. So this is my catcher in a vulnerable position being hit by a mummy. That is not what you want, but I get away with that, so it's okay. So both the mummies have guard. One's got block, which is brilliant. One's got stand firm, which is also a great skill. It's not block, but it's a great skill. If you can't roll doubles on a mummy, these are exactly the first 2 skills to take. They've got a block zombie here. This is an unleveled one. Unleveled zombie. 2 whites, one's unleveled, one's got tackle. Block skeleton. Is this another skeleton? No, there's a zombie back here, who I think is too slow to be back here. And given that there's all these people they could be hitting from the off, I think they should be doing that. Don't know why. Oh, it's the only goal in the game, because the other one's missing the game. But this is block movement 8-1, which is their better of the 2 goals they've got. And they've got quite, I think I had 3 players missing the game, so they've got no bench in this one. So any casualties I get with failed regeneration is going to be really valuable. But Undead are attacking. They've started with that block. Then we've got a not block player for in a second. Which is quite risky. This mummy could easily have had 3 dice somewhere. You could have worked that out. That's just a push back on that blitzer, and then we got that one being hit as well. So they're kind of pushing forward there. And this zombie, I think it's well worth thinking about when you're setting up the team. What is everyone going to do with their first action? And this zombie's gone from there to there and made no difference this turn. It's well worth thinking about. If you've got a really slow player in particular, get them forwards. And this white could have started in that square and it not been the blitz. So, which gives you the opportunity to blitz somewhere else. We go and hand off to the ghoul. Which is kind of like the ghoul could have gone back there and picked up the ball and gone there itself. So they've rolled an extra dice there, which is another layer of risk. So rolling more dice than they really needed to. So this catches in there for an assist, and I'm looking at blitzing there and trying to get tackle on to the ghoul who's carrying the ball. That's what I'd like to do. But I have to take the both down so I don't get a follow up. And it'll be 3+3+ to dodge in there, so I'm not doing that. And now I think I'm just looking to deny hits to the mummies as much as possible. But I can send this player around here, probably this catcher I think goes as well. So that's pressure on the ball. That means they have to do something with the ball next turn to make it safe. And if they don't and get a turnover, I could maybe punish them. And now we're just trying to move away from the mummies. Oh, we've got 2 dice here first, so it's on that white. Jeez, I think this is just a stun. And then dodge away, because why take a hit from a mummy when you don't need to? This mummy is blitzing though, so this is the one without block who's going to throw a 2 dice blitz and has to make a reroll. Inducements, yeah, they had, I think they took 2 extra rerolls to go up to 6, which is really quite a lot. An eagle which allows a reroll on a failed regeneration, and undead, yeah, looking to take this space. So I left this flank quite lightly defended, and with that blitz that gives them the opportunity to just go in there with a really quite tight cage. I think we'll see this zombie go here as well, and there's not really any getting like that ghoul. But what we do have here is an opportunity to hit this mummy, which I think is what I go for. So as a 1 dice skull. I'd already used the reroll on that blitz from the mummy. But yeah, I mentioned about 6 rerolls being a lot. I think it would be worth keeping an eye on. Do they use those extra rerolls, and could that 200k in inducements have been spent somewhere better? So I put my guard in there. That's going to give me enough assist to hit this mummy with Mighty Blow. That's freed up this catcher, which is coverage, because I could do getting some players back here because they're obviously attacking this flank. I want to give them as least space there as I can. This catcher not in scoring range, but can receive a pass and run away with it if I had managed to get the ball on the ground. And now we're hitting the mummy. Take the both down, which is an injury. Getting a mummy out early on is helpful, only just for this drive though, because regeneration worked. But that's points on my catcher, which is very nice. Up to 39 now. Is it 39 still? Yeah, 39. Sort of thought it was already around there. Over to the undead. So I have shut down this flank. What the undead should probably do now is probably... hang on, just trying to consider what I might do here. I think I maybe want to try and take this space for the undead, but it's not really that big a gap here. But I think to go anywhere, they need to get rid of this guy. So they've got this zombie that can block him. Or you could maybe try another assist in there and then blitz with the mummy for 1, 2, 3. It'll be a go for it for 3 dice. Or you just use this white with tackle. I think he's probably their best bet. If they can knock him over there or push him back there, you've got this bit of space you can try and snatch. I think you need to control this area to try and force me to defend this space as well as this space, and then that's going to make you can try and make one of those weaker. At the moment I've got everyone right in front of you, and I think this is the weakest area in the defence. I think you need to attack this space here. But they are down on Mummy, so they've pushed back that blitzer, and have kind of pushed him in the way. So I think that means leaning into going down this flank, which is the heaviest defended part of the pitch. So Mummy's not managing to get anyone off the pitch as yet. I think we're going to see White come forward. The ball probably not move forward this turn. Skeleton over here, who I think I'm probably can quite safely ignore because it's an agility 2 player. He's not especially fast, so even if this skeleton does catch the ball, I can react to it. But yeah, this is 2 dice on the ball that I got. So a couple of blocks and a couple of knockdowns. That one an injury as well. That regens, but that frees up these 2 players who can come around and attack the ball carrier. So that's the assist going in. And then we've got the blitz there, which is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, no dice to blitz the ball there. Tackle coming in handy to knock the ball down. No arm break. About the worst scatter I could have had from my point of view, because it's surrounded by undead tackle zones still. And really, if I want to pile around this ball to put tackle zones on it, I'm going to have to put some players in harm's way. So this is the safest square to stand in. And I think I just really want the one tackle zone on the ball, because I don't want to stand next to the Mummy. I don't really want to stand next to this White, which is quite close to the sideline. You can see me getting stuck. I think I might have go Mummy in there, blitz with this White, pick up with the Ghoul. I think the Ghoul's maybe stood up a bit too early. Because now the Ghoul's not doing anything else this turn now. But having the Mummy with guard in there gives the opportunity to put an assist on that player. Mummy is blitzing instead though, so this isn't going to clear the tackle zone off the ball, which should probably have been the priority and should be where the blitz comes in. That's the kicker knocked out. So if I have an opportunity to, I'll just go for the 4+ pick up there, 3+ dodge, and that White is fairly away, although not really that safe, and then dodge with that White as well. So they got a 4, 3 and a 3. Without even needing to use one of their many rerolls. So already they've got surplus rerolls. So 6 is definitely too many. And I do think there's better things that they had, like they had over 300 available in inducements. They could have got, like, if Ramta had turned up here, he's a strength 6 Mummy with wrestle. I think that would have caused me far more problems than all these extra rerolls. And I'm pretty sure they definitely had enough to hire Ramtut as well. So that's a guard player in on the ball carrier for an assist, and I think I'm looking at dodging away with this guy. Yeah, can come in through that way, and that's 2 dice on the ball with... Oh, that's a double skulls. We'll find a pal there with the reroll. Mr. Mighty Blow player as well, who's got a knockout. He's very dangerous as catcher. I do very, very much like this player. Probably is my favourite player on this team. I've been thinking it's him or the Agility 5 catcher, but the Agility 5 catcher keeps missing games, so this is the favourite. Again, that scatter could definitely have been better for me, but it's not great for the Undead either. I think they need to... yeah, I've got 2 tackle zones on the ball, so they need to shift those. There's no opportunity to like fill in this as a box or a T-shape, so yeah, I just wanted to. I wasn't sure. There were a couple of times this game we weren't talking on Discord or anything, but a couple of times in this game wrestle came off when it maybe wasn't the best option. I wanted to make sure my opponent knew what wrestle did, which yeah we can see here. I think it's not going to pop up. Basically, you can choose to use wrestle on a both down result, and both players are going to hit the floor whether or not the other one's got block. Nobody gets hurt, so there's no armor rolls, But I think there maybe they could have pushed onto the ball and scattered it to try the luck. That's probably what I would have done, given that I wasn't going to clear all the tackle zones off. But yeah, they chose to wrestle. So even if you've got block, if your opponent's got wrestle, chooses to use it, you're going to hit the floor. And maybe that is the what they wanted there. But I don't want to. But I don't want to assume they sort of know what it does as well. Because I know it's someone who's still relatively new to the game. Okay, so white here has gone for the end zone, which looks like it's going to be a risky throw. So failed that one. So there's a double one there, which is the same chances as the double skulls, which I had in my last turn, although I re-rolled it, so it didn't have that impact. But I did get the dodge just before that. They had the 2 dodges and a pickup in the tackle zone last turn. But what they still had here was 4+ pickup for the ghoul, then a dodge away, and then it was going to be a throw. So it's still quite a lot to do. But yeah, failing to go for it is like the easy bit. It's a shame that bit failed. And I think I was already lining up as the white was going for it. It's like, well, if the pass doesn't make it, I'm surfing that white. But it didn't happen anyway because he's laying on the floor. So that means I can use my blitz somewhere else, which is over here. Yeah, which is to try and push this player away from the ball, and that leaves it free of tackle zones. And means my thrower can come along and pick it up, so I just need someone to throw it to now, which is this catcher who's sitting currently on 39 points, so I do have an eye on needing to get him to that next level. So dodge through there, and that's a quick pass, so 2+2+ with re-rolls on both. Always handy when you can use inbuilt skills to avoid re-rolls. And then we just get away from the mummy and screen further, and I'm looking to not leave any hits on. I'm going to leave that hit on. Yeah, that's the only block the undead are going to get there, and because of that I've put extra protection in there, so it's going to be harder for them to get 2 dice. I'm pretty sure they're going to look to blitz somewhere around here, which is the mummy on this catcher. Okay, gets a knockdown with the reroll. Obviously have more rerolls they can use. So yeah, they have 4 rerolls on their roster. I haven't even used all of those as yet. And in fact that's all, yeah, so both the extra rerolls this half are not having any effect, so that's 200k in inducements that are not having any effect in the half. So turn 7, first action before doing anything else, make sure this guy's going to score next turn. And I think, yeah, because this is the only player who can reach, that's the blitz. But before I've rolled that, because I've got a dodge, because I want to use this tackle player, I've got a dodge and then roll 2 dice as well. I shouldn't be throwing that first, this is more important. Yeah, although it's pretty screened off, and I'm taking these others, but yeah, and this is slightly riskier because it's got the dodge built into it. But that's another screening player of sorts. Yeah, we come around here and we want to knock that down because then there's no reaching the ball. So tackle again for second time this half works. Move over there. That makes an L shape, which is harder to blitz without guard or just a higher strength player. So this mummy can come blitz this corner, but it's going to be fishing for a 6 on 2 dice. And then just because I had 2 rerolls and 2 turns, I reroll that pushback. Mummy's blitzing here, which is the strength, the movement 5 guy. So they reroll that and get the knockdown and get themselves a free zombie. So I've got an apothecary sitting there, but because that player was injured with a movement penalty, his job was basically to die on the pitch. So he's done that, mission accomplished. And because I've got a reroll available, I'm going to look at throwing a safe block, which is her blitz with this guy. Only get a stun out of it, and I think, do I look at... No, I don't have any other blocks on, so I'll just stick that in for a 1-0 lead. And that ends a half because I did go second. I was defending after all, as it turned out. So massive mistake at the beginning of that turn, but I do get away with it. And we go into the second half up and actually attacking this time. And when I'm playing elves, I quite like scoring quickly because I prefer defending with them. So the more time I can spend defending, the better from my point of view. So I am going to be looking to score quickly, which is the way I was sort of setting up for that first half, even though it was wrong. So Undead do need to sort of try and defend the width of the pitch. So there's a gap there I could go for. I think I decided to just use my blitz here instead anyway, and try and make this space. I think I'm looking at this catcher to try and score to get some points on it. And then all my other quick players over this side to come through and screen. So I want this catcher to be holding the ball over here with a screen of players. I've got my guard, because I have to put three on the line of scrimmage. Going to take 2 dice there, and I'm going to get this guard guy in there, blitz with this one on this zombie, get the ball to this guy, roll it through, and everyone else who can reach just go round that way. Extra reroll for us, so that's 6-4 on rerolls to the Undead. So open with that 2 dice with the block player. Using guard there, and then I'll try and use guard over here as well. Oh yeah, that guy was in the way. Did dodge through tackle there, which I don't think I noticed at the time, and did it again. And trying to skip through that square to give me extra movement the other side. Do get a knockout there, so his 3rd removal of the game for that catcher. Mighty Blow is a good skill after all. Now I'll go for the ball. So foul that. I found it again, so have my own double one pop up for a turnover earlier than I'd like. So was not a finished turn, because obviously what I explained what I wanted to do. I wanted to throw the ball to this catcher, get him down there, screen him off. Also wanted to send this player around here to get tackle on the ghoul, because that's their quickest and most responsive player. But didn't manage that. All these players should have been over here, either screening or marking up players to stop them dodging away. But yeah, didn't work out. Ball's down here, and I think the Undead need to. I think they need to probably look at 3 dice here, and get this mummy in here to mark players up. Blitz here, and then just pour through here to put pressure on me. I think that should probably be their aim this turn. They've opened up with he's a block player. That's a much less important thingy action. Like this zombie who's not doing anything could definitely have been over here to make that 3 dice, and then this mummy might have been free to do something else. So going for the blitz with the slower players, that's going to leave both of these as quicker players able to come forwards here. They do find a pal. And yeah, that is both of these players forward. So that means I have to deal with the ball next turn. Otherwise, I'm probably going to concede. And this white dodging away is in there. Okay, so my priorities are dealing with these players. So I've put tackle on the ghoul, which is a first step towards safety there. This guy's got in here because that gives me 2 dice on both of those with wrestle and block players. Marker on this white, who's going to be my blitz. Yeah, with this kick wrestle guy. Just to push. But that is both of those players somewhat mitigated with tackle on the ghoul as well. And now I go try to pick the ball up, which works this time. I can get it to the same catcher I was looking at. The catch skill providing the reroll I needed, and we can shift the ball really quickly. And have done so. I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, I said about the undead should come forward and put pressure on me. I guess in hindsight, someone back here might have been helpful, um, but they've got a lot of slow players, and with only one ghoul playing this game as well, that's going to affect decisions like that. Did need him down. I think. Why did I re-roll that push? I think it was putting the, yeah, it was going to put the white too close to this guy, or it was protecting that guy, re-rolling that to try and get the knockdown. But I think, seeing that they can't really do a lot about this, they're just going to try and get some hits in. So this is a mummy blitz on, who is it on this blitzer with dodge? So could maybe have been seen the white as the better blitzing option there. Doesn't have mighty blow, but does have tackle, so better chance of the knockdown in the first place. That's that kicker down, who did recover from knockout earlier. And then this guy gets just pushed back with a reroll, so 4 pushes altogether. And then this is back here to, yeah, just to cover there. What am I doing here? Okay, I'm just trying to take some hits because the ball's safe as it is. 2 zombies are the closest players to it, and they're marked as well. So I'll take the hits I've been given. Just a couple of knockdowns, no stuns. And am I looking at? Yeah, I'm looking at mighty blow on this tackle white, who I had identified as a problem player to go for. And if I put that thrower in there as well, I make a box and I can push the mummy out. Is the idea. Not re-rolling that. If I push the mummy out, it helps keep my players safe without giving up the hit, and also get another 2 dice there because the thrower's assisting now. But just to push. I think if I dodge this guy away, which I probably should, so in there to make sure, yeah, he dodges away, so I've left no blocks on for the undead. Because we're, yeah, because there's no pressure on the ball, I can hold it up there. And because there's no, I'm only going to take 1 hit next turn, which is 1 blitz. It's a pretty good sort of situation for me to be in. So I don't want to score and give them 4 hits in their next turn. Looks like this is going to be the blitz, which is definitely a danger player. Finds a power, and only armor 7, this catcher, but not hurt there. Right in there. Don't want to push him any closer to the ball, so use block and they're both down. Move that white away from me. Yeah, this guy in there, so he is marking the mummy, but I think at this point I've decided I'm going to be scoring. And I think I was looking at blitzing in here somewhere, which is why I wanted guard in there, but after I pushed that zombie back in, it splits with the mighty blow guy. And that grabs another injury, so 2 casualties this game and 4 removals. I should stop highlighting how much of a danger player that catcher is, because that was using the Eagle to roll a failed regeneration, but it still failed. So far that's 300k of inducements. No effect so far from him. The Eagle was just a failed roll. It's a re-roll, a 4+ roll. But yeah, first half the extra 2 re-rolls didn't do anything. But I'm not sure I do anything second half either. So I just have the one injured player, which puts me on Yeah, puts me on 11 players. We've got a casualty and a knockout still for the Undead. Which 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If they stop moving, I'll count them. I think they're on 9 players anyway. They should be on 10 because they got a free zombie actually. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah. So where is that? Where is the zombie? The free zombie I got. It's called Motive Motif, which is a good name. If I do say so myself. Not that I came up with it. Where is it? Oh, it's this one. There oh no. I can't find it. There somewhere anyway. Ah, it's going to annoy me. There we go, getting 3 dice with the mummy. Didn't help with the first roll, but yeah, re-rolled it and got the knockout. There it is. It's the one I injured. Okay, so Gore going for the ball and fouls that pick up. They used a re-roll on that 3 dice with the skull and 2 bows downs from the mummy. But they've still got 4 turns to move it up the pitch. I'm blitzing there, so looking to make a hole there to run through. Only get a push. Did at least want to move him to make a gap. And then dodges through himself. This catcher goes in. And I think at this point, looking at this now, the obvious place for them to move the ball is over here, where they've got some players available to sort of shield with or cage. So I should probably be moving these 2 players into this space, or to just tie these players up. And I'm not sure I really do that. Okay, I kind of do. Okay. I can't remember. I feel like something went wrong here. Okay, I failed to go for it. Into a stun. Okay, so I was looking to shut that space down. I was trying to remember what had happened, because I know they kind of get the ball into this space next. I can't remember how though. Okay, so going with the not block mummy with 2 dice as an opening act is pretty risky, but it does grab an injury for them. That's the kicker. It's nothing permanent, so no apothecary. They've got 2 dice there as well. Another foul pickup, but using one of their rerolls. So still not quite into the induced rerolls. Then go for the throw with no reroll available. But it was inaccurate, but it's landed pretty well for them in 2 tackle zones there. So if I want a 3rd touchdown, I'm going to have to try and get this ball. So that was a dodge away to just get a tackle zone on the ball. And that is both down, and then dodging away. And throughs, but another tackle zone on the ball. So that's 2 players they've got to try and clear off. And then these players just coming in for mutual protection to help each other out. Unstun and over to them for turn 14. That's 1 player off the ball. This should probably be their blitz. I'm not sure how they get there though, to be honest. I think if they'd hit this guy, they can use the mummy to hit this one on 3 dice. That's good. That does free up this white, who has tackle, but it's getting assisting. Yeah, this zombie in here, and that's 2 dice on that with tackle. Fine to power anyway. And that's cleared the ball off. Pick up from the white. Another fail pick up. 3 turns in a row to fail to pick up the ball. This time with a reroll, but that's the ball on the mummy. Oh yeah, I think this turn is the other one that made me question about if my opponent properly understood what wrestle did. Because I go 2 dice uphill with this one as a late action in the turn on the mummy, because he's got wrestle, and that's always well worth a punt, especially against a block player even. So that's in there. I think I was looking at trying to make it 1 dice still at this point, but I can't remember what happened. Leaving this player in scoring position, it's turn 15, we need to have a threat. If I don't, it's impossible to score. But yeah, here, so yeah, take the pushback here, because if I wrestle, then the mummy's on the floor, the ball's loose. So if I push him back, he's over here somewhere and he's still got the ball. So because the mummy got the choice here, yeah, don't shoot them both down against the wrestle player, because you're always going to hit the floor. This bounces around a bit now. I'm not re-rolling a bouncing ball to try and catch it. This white has the ball. So that is a smack there. And the white needs to get forward. So try to just clear a hole here. Do knock that blitzer over, and this white can come over here. That clears all tackle zones off the white, and now it can move. And it's got space to move into. And only 2 zombies here, so 2 go for it, and only 2 zombies to try and screen here. Or go for it, so far it's thrown this turn. I don't know if that square's given them much more than that one. Failed dodge. So they are into induced rerolls, and they've got 1 left for next turn. So maybe second half they do use all 6 of the 2 extra training runs. Try to take a look, yeah, because this was, I sort of felt like, I mean, there is 2 dice on the ball available, but it needs quite a few dice. I'm on 1 reroll. I've got this guy who I want to make the hit, but the only square I can get an assist on this white is here, and this lineman's quite a way. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 3 to stand up, so it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which includes 1, 2, 3, 4 2+ rolls to get into that square. That's the only player that can reach it. I need this player to come and take this assist out, so that this guy can come round into here and get his 2 dice. I don't want to use the thrower to put an assist in or anything, because I want him to go collect the ball and then chuck it to this guy who can go score. That's what I'm trying to do with this turn. Yeah, so he's in there to take both assists out, and then unfortunately failed the first of the 4 2+s I need, which I reroll successfully, but then also need to dodge and 2 go for it, and fail one of those go for it. So that is a turn over there. Only 1 marker on the white, who with a successful pushback from one of these can just go score. 2, 4, 6. Yeah, through his go for its last turn, so he can just walk it in. Still had a reroll available, so he could maybe have thought about a block somewhere, but they wanted to touchdown. And it's good getting the points on the white. And they did, yeah, screen pretty well there with very limited resources of 2 zombies who could reach with some extra rush rolls. They, I think, picked the right squares really to screen. It forced me to roll dice, which I didn't get. And there is the end. So it does finish 2-1. I'm going to make sure I don't close this so we don't see any other results, because 2 other games from this game round have all been played since as well. That's a really good MVP for them, landed on a white. This white's got a level next game. That's got to be a priority. Make sure he's hitting stuff, but as often as possible, every turn, get him making a block, because 2 points will level him. Pretty good place for MVP to fall for me, because blitzers always need the points. There's probably better places. There were players who would have leveled if they got it, but I'm not going to complain about getting that. Outblocking Undead, I was very pleased with. That was it seems like it shouldn't be the case, but yeah, it did, and we got more removals than them as well. Sort of bash elves turned up, and we did alright. I mean, I think almost all of these were that catcher, or I think 2 knockouts and 2 casualties anyway, with that Mighty Blow catcher. So he is really key to getting this, and I'm pleased with that player. He's doing well. Quite a few star player points. This which is it? Yeah, this is that catcher. So 2 casualties and a touchdown. That was the MVP, and then we had 2 passes, 2 casualties on this lineman. This is the lineman that died though, so those points are lost. And then this was the other touchdown. That's the wrestle catcher. I don't actually think there's a lot to see here. Yeah, I'm rolling a lot of dice. Still rolling a lot of dice, but it's all these dodges. Only 2 failed dodges. It's not bad. Yeah, there we go. Finished 2-1. We'll be back hopefully tomorrow. I'll get another one done, and then maybe early next week. But if I might just pick one of the other next 2 games and look at those. And then we'll look at the score for everything. Actually, I'm going to cut so we can look at the teams, these 2 teams, because they're both in. What did we get? I don't think we actually got any advances though, did we? I don't think either of us did. No. But the Undead have got a lot more players back next time. So their other ghoul who is here with Brock, and I think they had a couple of skeletons missing. I think it might have even been these 2. I think this one with Agility 1 should be getting the sack, which will put you on 14 players. I think 14 players is about the most you want from a league team, and they'll be on 14 if they sack this one, who's not going to be a lot of use. I mean, they don't really use Agility anyway, but if you need it, you've got a 4+ roll for this skeleton to do something. Now it's a 5+ roll. It's probably not worth keeping it around, and it's just adding 40k to your team value. Also, if you have any money above 150, that also adds to your team value, and it might be worth. I mean, what I'd do in this situation, I'd sack this one. I think I'd sack one of the zombies as well, probably just this zombie on 0 points, or one of these 2 zombies on 0 points, and this one's missing the next game anyway, so maybe bin it off and buy another ghoul. I think 3rd ghoul is ready. We're ready for a 3rd ghoul, I think. But definitely don't go into a game with more than 150,000 in your treasury, because it adds to your team value. It gives up inducement money. But otherwise, that's how this team is. I think one too many players overall, and too many players who aren't very good. So too many zombies, skeletons. I think if you go down to 2 skeletons, 4 zombies, I think that's the most you'll ever want from a team. But yeah, next game, get this white leveled. It's time. It's overdue. And then my team, we are pretty much as it were. Nobody leveled. We did buy a new lineman to replace the one who died, because I would still like one more lineman as well. So we're a bit behind on that. Yeah, I'd like. What would I like next game? I'd like to level this thrower quite quickly. I think I'd like to get sure hands on it. I think that's a good way to start a thrower. But yeah, anyway, that was longer than I thought. We'll be back next time.